Roxy, what are you up to on November the 9th?
Well, Katie, I'm going to be attending WedCon 2022. What about you?
Of course we are. So WedCon, we're going to be bringing 6 amazing speakers covering topics such as pricing, blogging, marketing and branding. There's going to be drop-in business clinics. There's going to be the opportunity to network with the two of us, isn't there?
Yeah, WedCon 2022 is designed to inspire you, motivate and teach new strategies to grow your wedding business, and we want to see you there.
We can't wait. So if you've not got your ticket yet, make sure you hop over and reserve it now. There's limited tickets available. You need to head to theweddingbusinesshub.com/WedCon, November the 9th. Save the date. This year it's in Birmingham. Hello, welcome back to our podcast.
Hi everyone. That was a very singy hello. I thought you were going to burst in.
Hello. Yeah, no, sorry about that. That was not so singy. I was like, no, hope you're all well. Hope you're managing with the wedding business, juggle and struggle over the summer months. We're here for you. We're still here. We don't take any time off, do we?
No, not really. And even when we do, I just don't really actually take the time off. I'm like, I'm just gonna do a bit.
We're showing up for you so that you can continue to show up inside of your business.
Exactly that. It's great to be here. Hope you are all really, really well.
How are you, Roxy? What's going on? What is going on in your life?
Do you know what? This holidays, I plan to do nothing, and I really haven't done a lot so far.
Which is the opposite for mine. Like mine calendar is insane.
I know.
6 weeks, like everything's come at once. But hey ho, we're getting through it. Give us a puppy update. What's going on?
Do you know what? Everyone's been like, oh, I bet it's getting to that stage now where you're like, oh, why have I got a puppy? It's just really good. I think
Is he chewing yet?
A little bit. I've had to he likes to hoard. He doesn't really chew anything, but he'll go and get like a couple of socks from a bedroom, a shoe, and make like a little treasure chest of bits and bobs. But he won't really chew anything.
That's good.
Yeah,
my dog does that today as well. He'll go and he's really well behaved if we leave him, but some of the time we will find that he's pinched one of the kids' teddies, and it's just he doesn't do anything with it. He just goes and pinches it and puts it somewhere.
So cute.
I wonder what that is. Maybe it's a comfort thing, who knows? But
a sock. He's got to think about socks. So I'm a bit I'm like, please don't eat the sock. Please.
Yeah, Jenny, don't. That's an expensive bill. But next week I'm bringing the puppy over. We're gonna have another puppy date. Let's try and get our dogs to be friends. We're trying, aren't we?
They will.
We're trying.
He's very big now, by the way.
Yeah. Like mine is tiny. I've got a cavapoo, so he stays quite little. You're crazy having such a big dog. Don't know.
I just thought I'd add a little bit more to the mentalness that goes on in my life.
Yeah. I'm like anything for his life. Although the dog, my dog is insanely jealous. So he gets really jealous, and he's quite needy, isn't he? He'll follow you around everywhere, which is nice. But when you've got 2 kids, like Jesus, you've just got yourself to a level where you can go to the toilet in peace, and now I've got a puppy that won't.
So yeah, Bruno is exactly the same. He will not leave me, but I've taught him stay, and I'm like, stay, and he will sit.
Yeah.
I'll back down, he'll be looking at me like, where have you been without me?
Yeah, he gives you those eyes. Anyway, right, today we are talking all about pricing, if it's time to raise your prices or not. How do you know if it's time to raise your prices? And just all things pricing, really, in terms of how to structure that business. As your business kind of grows and progresses, you're going to be setting new expectations and new goals for your business. And in this episode, we're going to dive into things such as undercharging, how that's going to feel for yourself and your business, and all things pricing, really. So yeah, I'm excited to dive into this one. This
one's a little bit, it's kind of one of those things that we all know in business that needs to happen, but
I just don't think there's a model out there, is there? Nobody teaches you how to price your services in your business. So we're tackling that one for you today, really, and helping you to price your services and your products so that you're not going to be burnt out, you're not going to be left feeling bitter about your business, and you're just going to feel excited, because that's how we want to feel.
Yeah, because
excited about our services and our products and what we offer.
Like, you started your business because you love what you do, but at the end of the day, it's got to earn you a living, right? So we're going to help you get the best of both worlds.
Good living as well. Like, some of the time, you know, we forget about that. Like, we're here to live, not to just work. So, something I want you to think about, kind of those luxury brands that you kind of think in your mind: Chanel, Gucci, Tesla, Apple. They don't care if you can afford them or not. And that is something I think actually really resonates. And it resonates with me because, like, I had to be banned from our bridal appointments sometimes in the shop because I am the person that is like, yeah, you can have this and the thing. Oh, do you want a discount? Yeah, no problem.
Get out of my appointment now, giving away veils and accessories.
Some of the time, that's kind of your beliefs and your experiences that you've had that have shaped you around money and shaped you around pricing that you're projecting onto your clients in terms of the money that you can have. So here's something that's really interesting. So during the pandemic, when, you know, everything was kind of up in the air and up in the world, those kind of luxury brands didn't discount their services, didn't discount their prices at all. And they actually raised their prices. Quite a lot of them raised their prices.
It's so true and so interesting. Yeah.
And not just kind of like a 10% raise. We're talking like 30%. Some of them raised them as much as 30%. And I want you to really think about that. I think we can't talk pricing without talking niching. And this is something that you're going to just need to look at. Like, if you're at a point in your business where you're like, I don't know what it is to niche, I don't know how to niche down. If you want to work with us on how to do that, feel free to reach out and we will book in a little one-to-one with you and we will get you to know your niche, know who you're targeting, know your marketing by the end of that call, by the end of that one-to-one with us. And if you want a few extra sessions, that's not a problem. But let's talk niching. And one of the first things that I want you to think about, especially with that quote that I've just said about those kind of luxury business brands, is that you are not here to serve everyone. Like, you're not here to serve the whole world. And I think quite often we forget that, like, whether it's that we're new in business and we just want the testimonials or we want the reviews, or we just don't like saying no. I think we're in such a giving industry some of the time we don't like to say no, is that we kind of forget and we start to open and break down these boundaries, and we do end up working with just anybody and everybody, and that dilutes what we do, and also dilutes the love that we've got for our service and our business as well.
That's it. And then I think sometimes kind of with this, you need to work out your ideal client, what kind of prices are they going to be wanting to pay, what kind of prices are you going to be wanting them to pay. And you really need to, as you were saying, if you can't work with everybody, you really need to look at what kind of biz you are.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a good example of that. So, like, you might have the most incredible products. So let's say that you're a luxury, you've made a luxury, cruelty-free, vegan makeup range, and it lasts all day, and you want to go after the brides because they want their makeup to last all day. They want it done in the morning and they want it to be picture perfect all day. And let's say it costs like £90 plus for foundation. Are you going to be targeting those younger brides or older women? Like, who is your market? Who is going to care about the message that you've got in your business, and who is going to appreciate what you bring? So what your point of difference is, that you're cruelty free, you're vegan friendly. Who's going to be the client that is going to appreciate and investing in premium goods? And you as a business are not going to waste your time marketing to the women who only want to spend £10-20 on their skincare. That's not going to be for you. So you're not going to be targeting those women, and you're going to be in the zone where you're targeting the people who are going to appreciate the value you bring. And when we go and talk about those luxury brands in a minute, that's where their focus is. Their focus is on that experience, isn't it? that experience, that feeling it is for you to have the new iPhone model, that experience it is that when you walk into a Chanel store, that you get like the attention of everybody, you know, some of the time they even shut the store for you. I mean, that's never happened for me, but we can dream one day. One day. But you are not here to serve all of the people. And that's what you need to really have in your mind, that it's okay. Like, you're not here to serve everybody, and that is okay. Like, give yourself permission.
I think the thing with that is, I get it. Like, if you're a new business, you might be having your first couple of bookings or first couple of sales, and it's very easy to kind of market to everybody. But actually, if you aren't talking to your actual niche, those sales are going to be a lot harder to even make.
Yeah, and it just leaves you burnt down. It leaves you like resenting your business, doesn't it? So here's something I want you to think about. Like, in 2022, there is over 500 million more users on social media than last year. And over 70% of those people are looking at brands and content with the view to buy. So that's 70% of Instagram users are looking to buy. And this is where your marketing campaign is going to be like, what's giving it to them? Like, when marketing, right, this is something that we see all of the time. And we get it. And this is, I imagine a lot of people kind of nod along listening to this. So when marketing your products or services, what we find quite often is that people will kind of mention it once or twice, like, this is what I do, and then they kind of shy away from like promoting it, and whether it's fear of being spammy, or they don't like putting themselves out there, or if it's fear of being rejected. But yet they're hoping that the sales are going to come in, but they're not talking about it. And that's just not how it works at all. Like, you need to be putting yourself out there consistently and asking for the sale consistently. We knew this in the bridal shop, didn't we? We knew that we had to ask for the sale an average of 10 times to get the sale. Like, 10 times is a lot of time. But you need to have that in your mind. Like, you need to be the person that is promoting your products and services on Instagram, on Facebook, on your website, on your blog, on Pinterest, wherever it is that your client is hanging out.
Yeah, and I spoke about this kind of in the last blog that we did as well. But if this is feeling uncomfortable for you, again, you need to look at why that is. You need to break through those barriers and get comfortable with it. Because at the end of the day, if you're in business to make money. So you
Absolutely.
need to
I think the thing that I kind of focus on social media is that it's so instant and rapid that even if you do mess up, or you feel like, oh, I didn't do that so perfect, it doesn't matter, because it's so rapid and it's gone. And organically, such a small percentage of your users and followers are going to follow your post on social media. I posted something this morning and it didn't take off as well as I thought it was going to. But that's not to say if I don't post it next week, maybe at a different time, it could have a totally different response. So that's something to kind of bear in mind as well. I think I posted this morning at kind of like 10 to 9, something like that. And, you know, it's not the best time to be posting on socials when people are kind of like busy on their school runs or sitting down to start their day on their business. So next week I'll post it and I'm sure I'll have a better response. But that's something that
what's great about posting, about doing things like that is you need to look at what you can take away and learn. So and it's always a learning curve, isn't it? Even for us, we're learning all the time.
Absolutely. So that's just not how it works. Like, you need to be putting yourself out there consistently, like, especially in this industry where we've got like a deadline window, which is like a time frame in which somebody needs to buy our services, or they need to purchase, right? So you need to go in with this like an all-in on your marketing and just reminding people, what is it you do? How does it help them? Why does it benefit them? What can they expect when they work from you? And that's kind of the first part and package of this kind of pricing talk, and whether it's time to raise your prices. Like, look at your niche and look, am I marketing my products like correctly? Am I all in on the marketing? Am I mentioning my products enough? Am I conveying that message? Am I conveying the value? Okay, let's crack pricing and how to price. Right. The biggest thing here is like, stop worrying about what you charge and what your pricing is, and you need to charge the value of the results that you provide, or the perceived value of what you provide, or the transformation that you offer. So up until now, if you've been charging quite low for your services, and we mentioned this and touched on this a minute ago, like you might be doing this to get testimonials, you might be doing this to get social proof, you might be a recent business, and that's absolutely fine. Like we all start somewhere. But if you know that your product or service is really valued, if you know that you're somebody that goes above and beyond for your client, you're the first person there, you're constantly answering their emails, you put in tons and tons of hours behind the scenes, you spend hours and hours on mood boards, there's a lot of communication back and forth between the client, you go and do a venue recce, whatever it is, if you know that you are giving a lot of value to your clients, you need to be rewarded and paid for that.
I think don't know kind of about you or anyone listening, but not so much now, but I used to forget that the time, not just the physical end result, the time that I put into helping couples or whatever it is, you need to be basically paid for that. Like, that is still you working.
And the time it takes you to take that video for your social media, all of that time. And you do not want to be in a position where you are charging less than your perceived value for two reasons, really. Number one, this is something that's really hard to get your head around, but actually it does happen, is that people will assume that there's something wrong with your service or your product. Like if you're marketing well below the average price for whatever it is that you do, people will be suspicious that, like, why is that price? Like, what's wrong with the product? Like, and they almost get that kind of barriers to sale, and those blocks there, and that makes it harder to get the sale. But the second thing, like, and the reason why you don't, and this is much more important, this reason is that you'll just become resentful and burnt out. You'll hate working with your clients, and it's also harder for you to hit your income goals because you just need to get more people through your door and you need to sell more, and that just leads to burnout, or that just leads to resentment. And it's much easier to raise your prices and take less weddings and come out with the same amount of money at the end of the month. You're working every single weekend, and then all of the week on your admin. So the thing really is to think about is that you're not here to serve the world. Like, think about that value that you give to your clients. Think about, is the pricing that I have, is that a reflection of the value that I'm giving, or the perceived value to your client?
Yeah,
and what then that's where you need to break down what it is that actually matters to your client. A lot of the time people will say to us when we review their business that like money is the thing that matters to their clients the most. But then when we kind of deep dive and we have a look at their business and we unpick their ideal client, we actually find that some of the time it's time, or some of the time they are motivated by the fact that they want a better wedding than their sister had, or they're motivated by something totally different. And that's why you need to know those motivations for your client, so that you are able to kind of up that perceived value of your product.
Also, it's really important as well to think about, and I'm going to say that why you started your business was so you could be in charge of your own time and how much you worked. So think about that when you are setting your prices. Like, do you want to be working every weekend and working all week? Like, what is it that you want to do, and how you're going to get there is going to involve your pricing massively.
Absolutely. So like brands like Tesla, Chanel, Gucci, even Apple, like we said before, they do not care whether you can afford their services or not. Like, who would think that we would find it normal now to spend over $1,000 on a mobile phone? Like, but that is where we're at. Like, we were looking at new MacBooks, weren't we? And they were like coming in at probably nearly $2,000 for what we want. And that's where we're at. Like, we're spending $2,000 on basically access to the internet and Word. That's what we need it for. Like, £1,000 to carry around a mobile phone in our pocket. But they do not care about whether you can afford it or not. Like, they're there to create an incredible experience for their ideal client, and for their ideal, they know that their ideal client appreciates luxury, and they appreciate that level of service, and appreciate that level and quality of product comes at a premium price, and that's what? If you're somebody that's offering an exceptional level of service, you're offering a premium product, you're offering a lot of hours, you're investing yourself a lot emotionally into this couple's wedding, this is what you need to be thinking about. Like,
oh, it is.
What's the price that is going to attract those clients? Because the clients, and actually those clients are normally easier to work with, aren't they? The clients that don't question your pricing, the clients that kind of get on board with your pricing, they appreciate you as a person, they appreciate what you do, they appreciate the experience and the knowledge that you have. They're normally the clients that are easier to work with as well.
That's it. And actually, we've had a little bit of experience with this recently. We raised our prices on one of our services, and actually all we get now is like the best dream clients.
Yeah, and it's nice. It's a nice feeling, isn't it, to enjoy
so nice. It's so nice, because sometimes you can have a client and you think,
you just constantly pour in so much of your soul in, and then that drains you for your other clients as well. Like, I'm quite good at setting the boundaries, so I don't give my personal number out. People do not get, like, they get my email address. I've got set business hours, but we've all had those clients that have like overstepped the mark and overstepped the boundaries. And usually, I am generalizing here, but usually they are the clients that want the discounts. They want to push and push and push for discounts, or for you to throw something in for free. They want the freebies, and then at the end of it, like, you never hear from them and they don't even give you a thank you. They're not the people we want to.
No. Let's just go back for 1 second to what you said about, the bigger, more expensive brands on that. They are not going to care whether you buy or not. And I think you do not have to put that across in any sort of kind of cocky way. Do you know what I mean? It's just got to be that you are sure that you provide a banging service, and
you being confident.
Yeah.
So what we want you to do is go and look at your offers and your services right now. Look at your pricing and ask yourself, does this feel exciting to me? Does this feel exciting? Am I excited? Do I feel valued by how much I am charging here? And the second question is this a reflection of the time, energy, and effort that I have put into creating this? And if your answer is no to both of those questions, then this is where you want to look at your pricing, because you want to be excited for your sales and your business, but also you want to be excited that your clients are going to get the best you, and that they are going to get access to your product or your service, and they're going to love it, and it's going to transform their wedding day and all of that. So as a business owner, you have an obligation to price yourself for a sustainable business that you know that you're going to be here in 12 months. Like, you've got an obligation to show up for your business and remind people why they need your services and products now. So to look at your prices, you need to charge for the knowledge, experience, time, and transformation that you do. Like, they're the 4 things you need to think about: the knowledge that you bring, the experience that you've got, the time it takes you to put into creating that product or service, or delivering that product and service, not just on the day, but all the hours that you're going to put in before the day, or the hours after the day as well, for those of you that got editing and other things to do as well, and the transformation that provides for your clients. And you want to feel good, because when you feel not good, you struggle to sell. Like,
you do. Nobody gets the best of you. You don't give yourself to anyone in the best light that you can. Let me tell you, when you raise your prices, those sales start coming in, there is no better feeling. And that passion then passes through to every single thing that you do in your business. Every single thing.
Absolutely. So perhaps you've listened to this and there's some changes that you need to make, and we've given you some thoughts about your pricing and the offers that you're going to be doing for next year. So you might need to listen to this podcast again just to get yourself into that mind space and that energy to be able to do this. But yeah, we definitely recommend that you think about those questions. Does this pricing feel exciting to me? Is my business exciting? And is this a reflection of the time, energy, and effort that I've put into creating this person's wedding?
I am nodding along like, yes!
Woohoo! Amen! Can I get an amen?
Guys?
Right, that's it for today's episode on the podcast. We'll look forward to seeing you next time. Keep on keeping on, everybody. We're super proud of you. We know it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Healthy. Keep at it, guys.
The kids off as well, isn't it? But we're getting through it, everybody. And we are here cheering you on as always. Peace and love.
Peace out. Mic drop.
Bye.